We have a huge problem. So I just spawned into Adventure Quest Worlds with no class, but I do have an idea. So I started asking the locals, where can I find a class? Any idea on where I can get a good class?
You dirty dragon-eating little fucking spastic.
Eventually, I found my way to Battlon, and I started asking people, where can I get a good class? Lazius, please.
Sheesh. Lazius, please, I really need this. I'm kind of classless. Amazon.
Amazon, really. And then eventually, after getting the most wonderful advice I could ask for in Battlon, I stumbled my way into the class trainers. And now this right here is peak AQW. I'm talking about taking down the red dragon. We have the 4 best classes in the game: Rogue, Warrior, Mage, and Healer. You know, the Cookie Run Kingdom formation of a party. But that's what we're doing today. We're going to learn the ropes, and we're going to become masters of each individual class. So first, we're going to spin the wheel. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We got Marge. So I'm pretty sure Mage is this girl right here, Arcana. So what does she have for us? She has a shop. We do have a staff. So we are fitting the role. And it looks like I can get the Mage class. So for our first quest, we had to go to the forest, and I had to bully these Zardmen hunters who were just trying to catch themselves a meal. After that, I returned to Arcana, and I let her know that all those Zards had families waiting for them at home, and that they never stood a chance against my fireball. She then let me know that they had it coming because they are a green, inferior, and weaker species than us, but it's okay because we're forcing an evolution upon them. But wait, aren't I also green? It's okay though, because she gave me the wizard armor enchantment. I ended up equipping it because it did seem pretty good, and I felt like I was really coming into my own, becoming a real mage. After that, she asked me to /join Guru and literally chat up the potion master. After spitting up some of the worst game you've ever seen in your life, I was finally ready to go back and talk to Arcana. After showing me what it feels like to be let down by talking to a girl, we were halfway through all the quests that we had to do for her. For the third quest, she asked me to test my limits. So I thought she was going to have me talk to another girl, but we actually are just going to /join Crash Site, and we're going to beat up on some dwackles. It turns out my intuition was actually correct, because for my fourth quest, she had me go to /join Citadel and train so that I can defeat her. And so that's exactly what I did, because when a woman speaks, I listen. And then finally, after having me do all that and only teaching me the fireball move, she decided I was ready to take her down. Now, it's sink or swim. Use what you've learned to counter my magic. After doing her quest, I finally learned how to block out the sun and block out the baddies. So now that I have a clear mind, I think I'm ready to spin the wheel. We are now on the path of the warrior, and we have to talk to Thok here. That's what I would name my kid if I hated him. He says, "Hail, brave adventurer, you must have the spirit of a fighter if you wish to train with me." Now, I don't have that, and I don't know anything about that, but I really want that sword that he has. So I ended up buying the warrior class, and I'm accepting his first quest, Beginner's Hurdle. He says, a warrior's mettle can only be proven in battle. Again, he's speaking in rhymes, metal schmetal. If he wants a bucket of fish heads, I will go out and get him a bucket of fish heads. He does look like a guy who'd have a fun time with that. So after beating up on the river fishmen over and over again, I finally have enough fish heads to give to Thok. For his second quest, it seems like he had a chip on his shoulder or a bone to pick, so to be a great warrior, I had to go to the bone zone and give a knuckle sandwich to the local boneheads, but at least they didn't make me tickle their funny bone.
Hello, princess.
Manas, Argan, Rondel, and more, I knew them when they were alive, when they still carried themselves like real warriors. So he literally, on my second quest of being a warrior, he sent me out to deal with his, PTSD. And then again, he sends me to fight one of the enemies from his past, so I do it flawlessly. He then proceeded to lore dump on me even more. We shared the same honor as warriors, but that was a long time ago.
Place name, backstory stuff. I'm so pretty.
None of this stuff so far has been about me becoming a better warrior. And then for the final quest, I'm fighting this Stone Axe character right here because he has opposing views to me. And so that means we have to kill him. Who could have known Throck was so based? After completing that quest, it was time to get some one-on-one time with Throck and watch the sunset together. Is this where I'll have my final test? Aye, thy final challenge awaits. Rather, we're already in the middle of it. Lord Pattycake, what dost thou think of the view before us? It's nice. It'll make a good backdrop for our duel, if that happens to be the challenge. Ha! You pass. Huh? Already? All those warriors I had you hunt down and fight, they used to be mine. I was a warlord. That's kind of crazy for you to drop on me all of a sudden. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in Yogur's Inn, in a room full of Sneevils. And Sneevils make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. And with that, our story is halfway done. And so is the wheel. Ooh, okay. Healer. I hardly know her. Finally, we meet the most competent out of the four, Juvania. And on her first quest, she has us actually do something relevant to the class that we're training in. So we're going to get some goo from Greenguard West, and we're going to turn it into potions. After completing the quest and turning it in and not getting any potions, I became concerned on what she really has in plan for the goo and the Frogzard glands. After completing the second quest, it felt more like I was grabbing items off of her shopping list, rather than becoming a seasoned healer. And even though I wasn't learning anything, after she said I have a tender heart, I felt that giving her a chaotic seedbed would be super easy. So I went to the Chaos Forest and I took down a bunch of wolves for her. And with that, I was on my final quest, the Dark Embrace Sacred Space. For her final quest, she asked me to go to /join Bloodrut and grind this rock elemental into a fine powder. Seriously, why are we grabbing all this stuff for her again? And with that quest being done, I had all the materials for the whatchamacallit concoction. She asked me to repeat after her. Petals reborn in Dark's embrace, we offer our fates in a sacred space. As the sun loses its light, the moon shines bright. May hope withstand the imperishable night. A healer's touch is no different. That's why the bond between a student and a teacher should be sacred? It's your responsibility? After casually unlocking the canon love interest for the game, we are on to the final wheel spin. I wonder what it's gonna be. Subscribe and like. I think that one's for you guys. But seriously, we are on the final quest. She says not everyone is cut out to join her little fraternity, but at this point, I would feel bad if I left her out, because I've done everyone else's. So I start off by doing her first quest, and I notice a trend. All of these quests have been going to low-level areas and beating up on weaklings. So I go with the trend, and I go to a low-level area, and I beat up on weaklings. For her second quest, she asked me to find the skeletons in Warlick's closet, and I let her know that Warlick doesn't have a closet, and she said looking underneath his rug should be enough. And she was right. After somehow being able to escape that, I finally felt like I was learning something about being a rogue, and so I decided to switch to a very sneaky rogue outfit. She must have noticed my brand new swagger, and so she signed me up to do a quest that even she herself was not capable of, sneaking into the Swordhaven Castle and reclaiming her family fortune. She said one of these wraiths should have what I'm looking for, but after killing them for a while, all they dropped was a half-gold medallion with the letter M inscribed on it. I brought it back to her and let her know it was a pretty lousy excuse for a family fortune. She had this to say.
Thanks for helping me out. Appreciate it.
But truth be told, after unlocking all these classes, I've really grown attached to no class. I like it. It reminds me of the good old days when you're fighting the Red Dragon, and you have 4 of the strongest classes. Rogue, warrior, mage, healer, maybe you have a cheeky assassin or a ninja thrown in there. But through this entire journey, all these basic classes were enough to carry me. Alright, well thank you guys for watching the video, and I will catch you in the next one, and peace.
Right, okay, the dragon comment was probably a little bit fucking over the top, but at the end of the day, you're fucking boring. Every single person who watches your videos are fucking stupid. They're